is moving along with the economic stability. यहाँ पे देखना चाहते हैं कि हम अपने नाम से, अपने काम से और अपनी personality से कैसे पाकिस्तान को बेहतर कर सकते हैं. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it from our guests here who believe that, who have seen, who have witnessed, see Pakistan. And now I'll call Her Excellency, the Honorable Ambassador of Germany on the stage. So I would request Her Excellency Miss Ina Lepel, ma'am, to please honor the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for you. Hello, ma'am. You can just put it up here. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Honorable Chairman, Higher Education Commission, Honorable Minister of State, esteemed Vice Chancellor, Superior University, esteemed Chairman, Punjab Group, esteemed directors and other members of the Association of Private Sector Universities of Pakistan, esteemed Consul General of the USA in Lahore, respected participants in SEC, students, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor for me to be with you today during the SEC Pakistan 2026. I would like to express my appreciation to the Association of Private Sector Universities of Pakistan and their partners in Pakistan's public and private sector for bringing all of us together in this summit of entrepreneurial educators. Bringing together such a large gathering of stakeholders is a way to promote entrepreneurial spirit in education and to create the network and mutual understanding needed to enable young graduates to bring to bear their full potential, be it as highly productive employees in the public or private sector, be it as entrepreneurs in their own thriving and innovative businesses. Entrepreneurial educators, including private sector universities, have an important role to play in this regard, of course. And they face a considerable challenge. On the one hand, parents and students expect them to deliver on their money. On the other hand, they need to make sure that while the students learn all the skills they need to learn for their professional future, they also do not stop there, but read as many books and has as many critical discussions as they can, so that the university does not only form thorough professionals, but also mature human beings with a social conscience and an awareness of their responsibility for other people's life in the future. Assuming that a university degree is only meant to ensure future jobs, as important as it is, of course, would therefore be mistaken. Pakistan has a proud intellectual and spiritual tradition, and while it may be important that students make their parents proud, it is just as important that they make the great Allama Iqbal proud. Being able to think and act as independent individuals will also make it easier for Pakistani students to succeed in universities and workplaces abroad, as for instance in Germany. As you know, more and more Pakistani students are interested in pursuing their academic studies in Germany and to stay there for at least a few years after their degree. They are attracted by our country's scientific and technological excellence, but also by the fact that there is practically no tuition fee, which to many feels like a universal scholarship to begin with. But of course, such an opportunity does not come without some challenges in return. The German academic scene offers an enormous variety of options that can be quite daunting at first sight. A prospective student is well advised to get familiar with our web portal with the simple name Study in Germany. Apply some filters smartly and come up with a short list of study programs that fits their needs. One of the filters is language, as many programs leading to a master's degree are entirely in English, and an increasing number of bachelor's programs in English are also available. Another point to consider is the choice of city. Big cities are sometimes more interesting, but it can be really difficult and expensive to find a place to live. Small cities can be better in that regard, and the quality of universities does not depend on city size. So this is another issue that deserves some in-depth research. Finally, there are also in Germany public and private universities. But in Germany, very unlike in Pakistan, most universities are actually public, especially the traditional and prestigious ones. Public universities are free of charge or charge only nominal fees, whereas some private universities nowadays charge fees that almost reach the levels seen in the US or UK. For some reason, a surprising percentage of Pakistani students opt for private universities. Maybe they think higher tuition fee means better quality and better employability later. However, this is not universally true. My recommendation would therefore be to generate a short list from the portal and then do in-depth research on which university is considered reputable among future employers in the chosen field, and then decide which university is worth the extra money. Unfortunately, many students from Pakistan, and also other countries I suppose, feel daunted by all these choices. Or maybe they have never learned to do independent research on a concrete issue like this. Many therefore prefer to seek the services of an agency. While this can save time and trouble, it is also expensive, and the expense is maybe unnecessary because all information is available in a user-friendly way in public space. In the embassy, sometimes we learn of cases of students who were guided by agencies to private universities and then face huge debt burdens. Sometimes students have to work full-time to pay their debts to the agency and the university, which makes it difficult to follow their coursework at all, let alone with good grades. I'm not saying that all agencies take that approach, but I would also not say that all agencies only have the students' best interests at heart. So here again, the important thing is to make an informed choice. My recommendation in case of specific question is to address them to the Information Office of the German Academic Exchange Service, or well known as DAAD, in Islamabad. The organization, German Academic Exchange Service, was founded about 100 years ago to support student mobility around the world. It is fully financed by the German Federal Foreign Office. I can give you the context later if you're interested. Other challenges for Pakistani and other South Asian students in Germany very often consist in our language, because Germany is a German-spoken country, but perhaps even more in the fact that they suddenly have to do everything themselves. No cleaner to take care of the home, no tutor to go through the last classes with, and of course no family member to support one. While this might be hard to deal with for a lot of students at first, it certainly helps in becoming more independent and to adapt to challenges they will face in their professional and private lives later. It will also help them in becoming better leaders and decision makers in the future. And since this is an entrepreneurial summit and startups were already mentioned, let me also briefly mention my admiration for Pakistan's resilient and dynamic startup ecosystem. German Development Cooperation works to support it in partnership with the Arahan Foundation and an organization known as Accelerate Prosperity. The program offers business support services like mentoring, incubation and acceleration programs, co-working spaces, as well as startup finance windows for loans. Since the program started 2 years ago, loans have been disbursed to 27 businesses, many of them led by women or young people. 244 businesses have received business support services. The beneficiaries are selected on a competitive basis by Accelerate Prosperity easily found on the net under that name, by the way. So for those of you who are already active in business, this might also be an avenue to pursue. Once again, thank you very much for your attention and for the honor of having me in your midst. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Her Excellency, Ms. Ina Lepel. And when we talk about Germany, Germany is education friendly and talking about students there. Madam, you talked about when the student comes out to different countries, they need to learn different languages. And here also, when we talk about See Pakistan, the students are also there started up with an idea. We need to make them believe with the idea that yes, they can do that. And with that, their idea can change the world. Their idea can change their own lives. So we believe that the students, as what you said, the students need to come out of their comfort zone most of the time, whether they are in Germany or here in Pakistan. Their comfort zone needs to get out from, and then there is where the whole success comes up with. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, we have another guest here, and I believe that talking about Germany, how they are facilitating students, so let's hear it from the United States of America, what United States of America wants to say about ideas and about students, and how he sees See Pakistan, and how the academia and industry linkage has been considered through the lens of US Embassy. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I invite His Excellency Mr. Stetson Sander, US Consulate General Lahore, sir, to please honor the stage.
Good morning, Super Khair. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for the welcome. What a great pleasure to be here and to start this weekend with all of you and listen to these important conversations. Hi to Rector Dr. Samira Rahman and Dr. Chaudhry Abdul Rahman. You've both been so welcoming and supportive of me. The team at Superior has been a great friend and welcoming me here in Pakistan and Lahore. I appreciate that. Greetings, Chairman Mera Mahmood, the rest of the distinguished guests, Sahel Afzal, Chairman, Higher Education Commission, Dr. Niaz Ahmad Akhtar, and some good friends, new friends like Minister Dr. Wahija Khamar, who's been a great partner with the United States. Thank you for working with us in Islamabad. We're happy to be working with you here in Lahore as well. My friend Mian Imran Masood, thank you very much for all of you for being here and for including me. And it's great to see some diplomats here. The Deputy Chief of Mission from Kenya, I understand, just arrived, and Her Excellency, the Ambassador from Germany. I should tell all of you, if you don't know, I had to ask her not to present her remarks in Urdu because she's an excellent Urdu speaker, and we have a diplomatic protocol that she shouldn't embarrass me. So she agreed to speak in English. Thank you for that, but thank you for your remarks as well. It's an honor to be here today with all of you, so many distinguished speakers and participants, educators, business people, entrepreneurs, policymakers. But the real privilege is being here with the true stars of today's event, the students, the founders, and the innovators here in this hall. I was born and raised in Northern California. When I was about 6 years old, so this would have been last century, about 1982, 1983, for my birthday, my 6th birthday, my father brought home a box. It had a little funny little logo on it of an apple with a bite taken out of it. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what it was. But back then, that was a little startup called Apple, and that was the first computer available for most people at home, an Apple IIe. Since then, Apple has changed the world, and many other Northern California startups have also shaped nearly every aspect of our lives, from education to communication, finance, travel, and how we share information with each other. So growing up in that environment has given me an opportunity to get used to and to seek and to see smart, creative companies using technology to shape our futures, and I see that same spirit here in Pakistan. See Pakistan is much more than an exhibition. As our MC said earlier, this is a movement, and I completely agree that students can do anything. See Pakistan is a statement about Pakistan's next generation of entrepreneurs, engineers, educators, and showing the world that they are ready to compete, to build, and to lead. The United States wants to be your partner in your efforts. It's been a true and great pleasure to be in Lahore. I've been here for about a year, and every day I get to meet people from across Punjab, and it reinforces to me this obvious belief in the depth of talent, the creativity, the entrepreneurial spirit, and the ambition in this vibrant city that I've come to love and that I now call home. I've seen American technology powering Pakistani programmers to keep people in Punjab safe through the Punjab Safe City Authority. I've seen Pakistani investors bringing and opening an official Apple retail store here in Lahore, next in Islamabad, and hopefully a true Apple headquarters office here. Just this week, I was with senior Google executives at the National Incubation Center where I saw teenage students using cutting-edge AI technology donated by American companies like Google to start businesses, solve problems, and create jobs. And I meet young Pakistani entrepreneurs who are learning how to tap into the US educational exchange programs to launch new AI and other digital initiatives, including gaming companies right here in Lahore. That's the spirit of this room today, and that's the spirit of C and what we're going to be talking about. The global economy is at a critical moment. It's a pivotal moment where things are changing. Artificial intelligence, advanced computing technologies, other emerging technologies are reshaping industries and redefining competitiveness. Countries that invest in talent, embrace innovation, and build trusted partnerships will lead in the years ahead. From the diverse group of speakers that we've got here today and the range of all of the participants who are bringing their expertise, their curiosity, and their ideas, it's very clear that Pakistan is working to achieve its potential, to create the right environment so that the creativity and dynamism of this wonderful country and this young population can take hold and shape Pakistan's bright future. The United States remains Pakistan's largest export market and one of its leading investment partners for more than 2 decades. And we want to deepen those commercial and educational partnerships with all of you, the innovators and entrepreneurs in this room. President Trump has been clear about our priorities, which is to make America and our partners, like Pakistan, safer, stronger, and more prosperous. When we invest in Pakistani students and startups, when we strengthen university and academic partnerships, and when we facilitate United States leadership and excellence in education and technology across Punjab and across Pakistan, we advance all of those goals together for a safer and more prosperous Pakistan. A Pakistan that innovates, it's going to create jobs, attract investment, and strengthen regional stability. That benefits Pakistan and that benefits the United States. I'm so happy to see some American colleagues here, some influencers brought by Superior so that we together can start to share with the world the many, many opportunities here in Pakistan. I recently learned a term, Wapastanis. I love that. Those are these Pakistanis who went to the United States for school or work. They made their mark. They started their companies. They started their jobs, new industries. They built buildings, and they've decided to return to Pakistan to make a contribution, to make a difference. I'm sure there are some of you here in this room. But even if you haven't had a chance to study in the United States yet, here's my challenge to you. Think globally from day one. Build products and companies that serve not just Lahore and Karachi, but Chicago and New York and my home state of California. Maybe the next Apple is here in this room. If it is, I think it should be called Mango because they're so delicious. The United States wants to be your partner, your customer, and your investor in these endeavors. We're so happy to be here today to be able to speak with you, learn from you, and figure out how we can cooperate and advance our shared goals together. Congratulations to Superior and the organizing committee for this event, all the private sector university leaders who are here, and all of the stall exhibitors who I look forward to meeting and talking with. Thank you so much. I look forward to what all of you are going to build for the future of Pakistan. United States-Pakistan friendship, Zindabad.
Thank you very much, His Excellency Mr. Stetson Sanders, the U.S. Consul General Lahore. Thank you very much for your words, sir, and very rightly said. When we're talking about the prospects of See Pakistan, the next Apple might be, the owners of Next Apple might be sitting here, and they believe. And you talked about, sir, the idea of think globally. And yes, all the students who are just making their ideas, it's not just for Lahore or for Karachi or any other state or city of Pakistan. It needs to be all thinking out globally. It is in the words of Ishfaq Ahmed Sahab what he says कि दुनिया में वही लोग जिंदा रहते हैं जो खैर बांटते हैं. आप अपने कामों से, अपने innovation से आप दुनिया में किस तरीके से खैर बांटते हैं, that is important. And Mr. Stetson talked about Mr. Donald Trump talking about that a safer, stronger and a prosperous Pakistan. Thank you very much for all your wishes, sir, and let's hope that our friendship goes a long way in creating that innovation. And the student, most of my friends have been, they have studied abroad there in US, and they have a different experience of United States. And the way that now when they come back to Pakistan, there is a total difference in their personality and their ideas. So thank you very much for facilitating all the Pakistani students here. And let's hope that all of the students who are here, they are wishing to go to America. They go to America and then come back and make Pakistan more economically superior. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we have talked about the academic institutions of Pakistan. We have listened to our honorable guest here, Her Excellency from Germany and His Excellency from United States of America. And now let's move on to see the people, the person who makes strategies, who is the hub of strategies of all the academic institutions of Pakistan. Last night we were there in Governor House for the Academic Excellence Award, and this personality talked about the idea of we have about 67% of youth, and 67% of youth talks about they need to have a direction in morals and ethics. That's what our chairman, Professor Dr. Chaudhry Abdul Rahman Sahab, always talks about, that students need to have the character, the courage and the competence to take Pakistan to a different level. Now let's hear from the chairman, Higher Education Commission. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Professor Dr. Niaz Ahmed Akhtar Sahab.
Thank you very much, Professor Abdul Rahman Chaudhry, for providing us this opportunity to say a few words with the youth. Thanks to Professor Mera for putting so much effort on the Entrepreneur Gala. Thanks, Mia Amir Mahmood Sahab, for participating in this event and gracing the occasion. Excellency State Minister Wajiha Qamar Sahiba, thanks for all the time supporting the higher education sector in Pakistan. My friend Consul General Stetson, thanks a lot for having a words of exchange with my youth. Miss Ina, German Ambassador, Excellency, thank you very much for participating in this great event. The prime purpose of the institution is to educate, create the knowledge, transfer the knowledge. This is the prime purpose of the institution. And here most of the students and the academic leaders who are participating in this great event, the creativity, innovation, more than 90% it is coming from the higher education sector. Therefore, you are not only the academic leader, you are also leader in research as well as in the innovation. This is the prime purpose of any of the institution established anywhere in the globe. Therefore, it is, when I say it is the prime purpose to have the innovation and creativity, therefore what type of research is coming and how much it is applicable to the industrial sector and in the socio-economic development of the country. Therefore, this gap, when you are doing a research, how much is the impact on the industry and the society. Therefore, a lot of effort has been made, as very rightly said by Professor Mera Rahman, that about thousands of the projects she received and only 100 have been shortlisted. Therefore, surely these will have the impact on the national economy as well as in the socio-economic development of the country. At the moment, in Higher Education Commission, for the higher education institutions, this is our top priority at the moment. Productive employability. The product we are producing, we are giving to the market, how much it has got the impact on the national economy. Therefore, it is, I consider as a chairman Higher Education Commission, that the product which we are producing, it is saleable, it is intellectuals, and they are putting a lot of impact on the society. For that reason, we have approved number of new policies and schemes through which our youth can get the benefit. One is about the entrepreneur, social entrepreneur, where billions of rupees have been allocated. The same is, yesterday we got it approved, the Fulbright scholarship for the US education system. So again, hundreds of the scholarships are there. Therefore, you can get the benefit. This is not only when you are graduating from any of the institution, you should not be looking only for the job. You can become the employer. You can become the entrepreneur. You can also, of course, you can join any of the organization in the service sector or the manufacturing sector. But in Pakistan, lot of opportunities are available for the youth. Lot of potential is there. I can recall, I think 2-3 weeks back, when Miss Ina and the European Commission state countries were there, and we were awarding the scholarship. And I was told, I am very pleased to share with you, that maximum number of scholarships at the global, at the international level, through competition, that came to the Pakistani youth. And it was for the last 5 years. It was not only this year, for the last 5 years. This is a tremendous scholarship. Number of scholarship that is from the European Commission, whereas the other scholarships, for example, thanks to again Her Excellency Miss Ina, they have allocated number of scholarships for the Pakistani youth under DART scholarships. We have also number of scholarships through overseas scholarships. Therefore, the potential, the opportunities which are available for the Pakistani youth, and I think I have number of examples. I gave you one example about European Union scholarships, how my youth is contributing and competing at the international level. But at the same time, I have several examples. For example, Stetson this year, 1,450 medical doctors, they have got the matching with the MSLE. Therefore, this is the highest number of Pakistani doctors who are competing at the international level for the health sector in the US side. Therefore, the quality of education which my institution are contributing, I think it is second to none. Yes, when we are talking, with my due apology to my colleagues, my friends from the US side or from any other country, when we are saying thousands of the universities are there in US side, and we can name hundreds or more than 100 perhaps, those are internationally top ranked. I have a good number of institutions in Pakistan where these institutions are competing at the global level. They are internationally ranked, and they are educating and grooming my youth in the country. Therefore, we are trying our level best through our higher education system that we should provide the quality education, quality research, number of scholarships for our youth. Thanks to my government for providing such a great opportunity for the youth in terms of employment, in terms of entrepreneur, in terms of scholarships. Therefore, if I give you another example, since I belong to academia, if any of Pakistani who has got PhD from the developed world and comes back to Pakistan, immediately they will be taken as assistant professor in the institution, in the higher education institutions. Whereas, if you are competing with the developed world, you must have 3 to 4 postdoctorate fellowships, and then you can compete and you can become the lecturer in those developed universities. Therefore, you can feel how much opportunities are available for the Pakistani youth in Pakistan. This is the government figure which I am sharing with you. This year, $5.7 billion have been earned by Pakistani youth through digital economy. From where this amount has come, this remittance has come, again this is from the university graduates, from my youth. Therefore, again this is 5.7 billion figure I have shared with you, but I think your potential is more than that. Therefore, please compete at the international level, and you have the potential, you have got the opportunities. Yes, 2-3 things which matter, I must say. One is you must have the relevant knowledge. If you have the knowledge and you have the capacity to translate that knowledge, then it means you have got the skill. And my third point, all the time, which I advocate, that is your ethics, your moral values, your attitude, your behavior. Therefore, this third component is very important. If you are studying computer science or IT, and your theoretical marks are 80%, whereas your practical marks are 90%, your average is in that subject is 85%. But the attitude and the ethics, that is multiplied. If your attitude is weak, your CGPA with 3.8, 3.7 multiplied with 0 is equal to 0. Therefore, your attitude, you should be strong in your moral values, rich in your ethics. And the last point which I would like to share, that our institutions, I will share that few of my students, they got migration from Pakistani universities to MIT, to the top institutions in the world. Therefore, I think work very hard. This is the only option, and lot of opportunities are available for all of you. Thank you very much again, Professor Abdurrahman Chaudhry, Mera Rahman, and Honorable My Excellencies who have participated and graced this great event. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman, Higher Education Commission, Professor Dr. Niaz Ahmed Akhtar Sahab, and very rightly said. We need to create and transfer knowledge, and the Pakistani youth has the opportunity, and they need to grab that opportunities and moving on towards a superior Pakistan. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we move towards a lady who is the custodian of the Federal Education and Professional Training, and let's hear it from her that how important is the professional training, the skill set, and all the other things that can make Pakistan superior. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I request Miss Wajiha Qamar, Minister of State, Federal Education and Professional Training, ma'am, to please honor the stage. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, please.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। ये पाकिस्तान जो एकदम एक म्यूज़िक आया था ना, और पाकिस्तान, तो आई वॉज कमिंग टू द स्टेज विद गूज बम्प्स. सो वी विल स्टार्ट विद पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. And a very good morning to all of you, to APSAP, to Dr. Rahman, Dr. Niaz यहाँ बैठी हैं, Awais, Simran Hash Saab, Amir Bhai. I agree to each and every word you have said. यहाँ पे जितनी भी universities से, INA and from US Council, everyone who is here, guests from American and German missions, of course, and especially to the 4,000 young men and women in this hall who are here not as spectators, but as builders. Thank you for having me today here. I want to start with the number, 2017, one city, one university, and 100 startup applications. And today, 2026, 320 cities, 675 universities, over 4,000 applications, and 275 international links. I want you to sit with for a second. This is not a growth chart. That is a generation deciding on its own that it will not wait to be given permission to build. Nobody organized that growth from a ministry office. It happened because thousands of young Pakistanis, city after city, decided their idea was worth a shot. And APSAP simply built the stage fast enough to keep up with them. Thank you for that. And it happens to be happening this week. The week of Jashn-e-Azadi. I don't think that is a coincidence, and I don't think it should be. Independence was never only about a date on the calendar or a flag raised once a year. It was about people deciding they would write their own future instead of inheriting someone else's. That is exactly what every founder in this room is doing. One pitch, one prototype, one sleepless night at a time. And this has in fact been a month of Pakistan writing its own future on more than one front. Under Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and with Field Marshal Asim Munir's leadership behind our armed forces, Pakistan sat down with Saudi Arabia and Turkey this August and signed a landmark trilateral defense pact. A reminder that this country is increasingly a country other nations choose to stand beside, not simply alongside, but a nation standing in the world is never built on strategic partnerships alone. It is built just as much on what its young people create when they are given the room to do it. That is why what happens in this hall over these 3 days matters every bit as much as what happens around a table in Makkah. As Minister of State for Federal Education and Professional Training, I sit at the meeting point of two worlds that used to sit far apart in this country: the world of the university degree and the world of the marketplace. For too long, we treated them as separate journeys. First you study, then maybe. If you are brave, you build something. See, Pakistan has helped collapse that distance. And from where I sit, across HEC, across NAFT-TTC, across the institutions building the skills pipeline for this country, our job now is to make sure that collapse continues. Entrepreneurship should not be the exception to a Pakistani degree. It should be one of its natural outcomes. That is the direction we are building toward. Degrees that come with real-world skills attached. TVET and higher education talking to each other instead of competing. And a generation that graduates already knowing how to pitch, how to build a team, how to fail fast and try again. It is also the direction between our ministry's Vision 2047 framework, because 100 years after independence, we do not want to be a country that produces graduates. We want to be a country that produces founders. Some of you in this hall are already a proof that this is possible. You did not wait for the system to catch up to you. This year, See Pakistan is doing something it has never done before, a global economic forum, sitting inside a youth entrepreneurship platform for the first time. 10 plus international influencers walking these halls, not as celebrities, but as people who will carry Pakistan's startup story back to the audiences who have never heard it. And Battle of Beats and Voices, a new creative platform, because somewhere along the way we forgot that entrepreneurship and creativity have always been the same instinct, the refusal to accept things as they are. I think it's worth saying plainly, the world's picture of Pakistani talent is already changing, whether we have caught up to it or not. Our engineers, our developers, our founders are already competing on global platforms, already being backed by international investors, already building companies that do not stay confined to one city or one country. What See Pakistan does is take that talent out of isolated success stories and turn it into an ecosystem, a pipeline other people can invest in, hire from, and partner with at scale. So here is what I want to say to the founders, the students, the first-time exhibitors standing nervously by your booths today. You are not too early, and you are not too small. This platform started with 100 applications for one university. If someone had told the first cohort in 2017 that within a decade, they would be sharing a stage with international investors and a global economic forum, they might not have believed it. Build anyway, apply anyway, pitch anyway. The founders who eventually make it are almost without exception the ones who kept showing up before anyone was watching. And to the investors and international partners with us today, what you are looking at in this hall is not a market of consumers, it is a market of builders. Back them. Pakistan brings you scale, hunger, and a generation that has grown up solving problems with far fewer resources than their competitors elsewhere, which, if you have spent any time in venture, you know tends to build sharper instincts, not weaker ones. Pakistan's youth have never lacked ambition. What they have sometimes lacked is a stage large enough for that ambition to be seen. APSUP has spent 9 years building that stage, city by city, university by university. My ministry's job, our job as government collectively, as a state, is to make sure that the stage keeps growing and no talented young Pakistani in any district of this company ever has to wonder whether anyone is watching. So to every young person in this hall today, this country's next chapter is not going to be written only in the parliaments and ministries. A great deal of it is going to be written right here, in exhibition booths, in pitch decks, in the 2 in the morning conversations where an idea becomes a company. Go build it. Pakistan is watching, and increasingly, so is the world. Pakistan, Hamesha Zindabad. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, Mr. Wajiha Qamar, और आपकी इसी दुआ के साथ कि पाकिस्तान हमेशा जिंदाबाद। हमारे लिए सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ जो है वो पाकिस्तान है, और ये सी पाकिस्तान का स्टेज हम दुनिया को यही दिखाने के लिए बनाया है कि दुनिया कहे कि ऐसा है पाकिस्तान। एंड नाउ I would request from the EPSAP, I would request the President of Punjab Chapter, Mr. Awais Rauf Saab, sir, to please honor the stage and share your journey of See Pakistan here and how See Pakistan has developed. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
इस देश की मोहब्बत हमारे दिलों की धड़कन है। ये धरती हमारे रगों में दौड़ती और सांसों में महकती है। ये मुल्क
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Madam Wajia Qamar, State Minister for Education, Dr. Niaz, Chairman, Higher Education Commission, Pakistan, Mian Amir Mahmood Saab, Chaudhry Abdur Rahman Saab, Chairman EPSAP Pakistan, Her Excellency the German Ambassador, Consul General US, Lahore, all the Vice Chancellors, Rectors, Delegates, Deans, Professors, the founders of startups, visiting delegates from all over the world, foreign young influencers, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. It's a matter of great honor and pleasure to welcome you all to See Pakistan, to welcome you all to Lahore, the cultural heart of Pakistan, welcome you all to this event, which is not an event, it has been a journey. And for this very moment, I especially would like to congratulate Superior University, Rector Superior University, Dr. Mera, Chaudhry Abdur Rahman Saab, and all the team members who have been working for this day, for this achievement. Many years ago, when so many private universities got together, Dr. Sahaba, aapke saath, it looked something impossible, because then when you were aiming that one day we should have 250 universities with us, we should have 300 cities, 4,000 projects, it looked impossible. But like everything where you keep working with consistency, with the vision, with the mission, ultimately you achieve it. And for this very reason, I congratulate you on behalf of the entire EPSAP. मैं जब बूट कैंप में बच्चों के साथ बैठा, तो वो जो 100 सिलेक्ट हुए हैं 4,000 में से, वो just sheer exuberance on their faces could tell how excited they were to be in Lahore from all over the country, from cities as far as Gilgit, Sakardu, and down to the south and Balochistan. And then all of them coming to Lahore, I think it's an achievement in itself. I would like to thank you for this idea, and then assure you that since we all have come together, and it's a mission of the entire Private Sectors University Association, that we will take it forward. This year alone, we have more than 50 foreign delegates who are also founders of different startups from many places in the world, especially from Africa, Excellency from Kenya. So I think sky is the limit. Pakistanis are very entrepreneurial in their mind. They're always coming up with new ideas. Sometimes that actually creates the biggest problem as well, that we always want change in our lives and we keep aspiring for it. And that's why today we have more than 25 million of us sitting abroad, serving other great countries, including US and Germany. You find Pakistani eateries everywhere, wherever you go. But they always remain Pakistanis wherever they are. They simply refuse most of the times to embrace other cultures. मैं आज के दिन इस मौके पे EPSAP के फोरम से मियां आमिर साहब आपको बहुत मुबारकबाद पेश करता हूँ. आपने जो बात छोटे सूबों वाली, नए निज़ाम वाली की है, ये बहुत मुश्किल बात थी लाहौर से और पंजाब से शुरू करना, क्योंकि जहाँ बाकी सूबों में आइडेंटिटी का एक बहुत पैशन है, पंजाब में भी बहुत ज़्यादा है. और जब ये बात शुरू हुई और आप हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी आए और वहाँ एक ज़बरदस्त इंटरैक्टिव फोरम ऑर्गेनाइज़ किया हमने, आपने वहाँ बात पेश की, मुझे बड़ी घबराहट थी कि बड़े सख्त सवाल आएंगे, आप कहेंगे यार देखो मैं पहली दफ़ा यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ लाहौर आया हूँ, ये पता नहीं कैसे सवाल, मगर आपने इतना अच्छा उनको इंगेज किया। और आपने जाते हुए एक बात कही कि शायद ये बात तभी कामयाब होगी जब पंजाब ये बात करेगा, एंड दैट स्टेड विद माई माइंड। I want you to know that on behalf of the entire APSEP, the entire Private Universities Association of Punjab and Pakistan, we are with you. We believe this is the solution to this country. When this country came into being from that date, 1947, to today, nearly 80 years, our population has grown 10 times. And it's the same administrative setup that through which we are trying to run this country. I think it's impossible. And it's about time that we embrace this as an idea. Thank you very much for taking a leadership role in this. There are not many people who can afford to take this position, sir. आपको पता है, हमें भी पता है. और वो आपको अल्लाह ने एक स्टेटस दिया है, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह. और मैं समझता हूँ कि ये एक मूवमेंट इसीलिए चल रही है कि आपकी तरह के लोग, चौधरी अब्दुर्रहमान साहब, सोहेल अफजल साहब, ये लोग इसके साथ खड़े हैं. और every corner where power is in this country, they're listening to you. So I want you to know that we not only agree with this, but we support you in this mission as well. चेयरमैन HEC मेरे उस्ताद हैं, मेरे बुजुर्ग भी हैं. इनके कल के जो गवर्नर हाउस में सेशन था, उसकी तकरीर से मुझे बड़ी एक्साइटमेंट है कि वी हैव समबडी हु एक्चुअली बिलीव्स इन पाकिस्तान. चीज़ें पॉजिटिव हैं. अभी 100 साल हमें पूरे नहीं हुए, और जिस प्रोसेस से हम गुजर रहे हैं, इट्स अ प्रोसेस ऑफ एवोल्यूशन. एवरीथिंग दैट हैपन्स in that process is something good. It may look difficult, but it is happening for something good in the future. So I believe जो भी failures हैं, जो भी पिछले 70-80 years में changes आई, हम उनके ऊपर बैठ के बहुत तकरीरें कर सकते हैं, लेकिन अगर उसकी डायरेक्शन ठीक है तो इंशाल्लाह हम ज़रूर कामयाब होंगे. किसी ने एक दौर में लिखा पाकिस्तान के बारे में failed state, फिर उसके 3 साल बाद एक आर्टिकल छापा उसी बंदे ने, एंड ही सेड अ कंट्री दैट रिफ्यूजेस टू फेल. आई बिलीव दैट इज द फैक्ट अबाउट दिस कंट्री. सर, प्राइवेट सेक्टर यूनिवर्सिटीज़ के अपने मसाइल हैं, पब्लिक सेक्टर यूनिवर्सिटीज़ के भी मसाइल हैं. हम पहले अपनी जंग लड़ते थे, कुछ अरसे से अंदाज़ा हुआ कि ये पूरे हायर एजुकेशन सेक्टर की एक स्ट्रगल है, जो सिर्फ हमारे मसाइल का हल, उससे मामलात बेहतर नहीं होंगे. पब्लिक प्राइवेट सेक्टर, सो एपसेप का फोरम कुछ अरसे से सिर्फ प्राइवेट सेक्टर का फोरम नहीं है, ये पब्लिक सेक्टर का फोरम भी है. मैं आपसे पहले तो बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ कि आपने आते ही पूरे पाकिस्तान की तमाम यूनिवर्सिटीज़ को विज़िट किया. उससे जो लोगों के दिलों में एक एक्सप्रेशन पैदा हुआ, जो फीलिंग पैदा हुई पार्टिसिपेशन की, आप देख रहे हैं उसका रिज़ल्ट है. मामलात बेहतर हो रहे हैं. जो कमेटीज़ आपने सेटअप की हैं, जो लोग उनमें आपने बिठाए हैं, वो इस मुल्क के बेहतरीन एकेडमिशियंस हैं. मैं आपको उस पर मुबारकबाद पेश करता हूँ. आप पुराने चेयरमैन्स को भी लेकर आए हैं वापस. आमतौर पे इनकम्बेंट्स कभी भी पुराने लोगों को इंगेज नहीं करते. इट्स एन अचीवमेंट. थैंक यू वेरी मच. प्राइवेट सेक्टर यूनिवर्सिटीज़ की तरफ से सर, आई श्योर यू फुल सपोर्ट. वी विल डिमांड योर गाइडेंस ऑल द टाइम, एंड with anticipation that things will get better by the day. हमारा जो पॉपुलेशन बूम है, वो एक बहुत बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी है, एक बहुत बड़ा क्राइसिस भी है साथ. 45 लाख बच्चे 18 साल के हुए. 18 साल के बाद 72 लाख बच्चे 18 साल के होंगे. उनमें से कितने स्कूल एजुकेशन पूरी कर सकेंगे, कितने यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में आएंगे? अब ये स्ट्रगल है, इसमें किसी एक मोमेंट भी आराम से नहीं बैठा जा सकता. लेकिन एक ऐसी चीज़ हमारे पास आज अवेलेबल है थ्रू टेक्नोलॉजी, थ्रू ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन. सर, इसके ऊपर भी ज़रूर फोकस करिएगा, और पाकिस्तानी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ को इजाज़त दें कि वो सिर्फ पाकिस्तान में नहीं, दूसरी दुनिया में भी ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन को प्रमोट कर सकें. आप देखेंगे ये वो मुल्क था जहाँ 30-40 ईयर्स पहले जब आप यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में थे, पूरी दुनिया से लोग पढ़ने आते थे. अब फिर से एक एफ़र्ट की जा रही है इंशाल्लाह. मैं उसमें कॉमस्टैक का बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ, आपकी बहुत सपोर्ट है सर। HEC की तरफ से भी पाकिस्तान की तमाम यूनिवर्सिटीज़ को सपोर्ट करें कि फ़ॉरेन स्टूडेंट आएँ। ये ऐसी सोसाइटी, ऐसा कल्चर है जो यहाँ एक दफ़ा आता है, दे फॉल इन लव विद इट। सो आई अश्योर यू एज प्रेसिडेंट प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटी एसोसिएशन पंजाब के एटलीस्ट लाहौर की हद तक, पंजाब की हद तक तमाम यूनिवर्सिटीज़ इस वक्त तैयार हैं आपकी सपोर्ट से कि इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटीज़ को लाया जाए और इस खूबसूरत शहर में, इस खूबसूरत सूबे में इंशाल्लाह उनको जो अपनाइयत मिलेगी वो अनप्रेसिडेंटेड होगी। मैं एट दी एंड चौधरी अब्दुर्रहमान साहब, चेयरमैन ऐप साहब, आपको बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ। ये आपकी लीडरशिप जो है, ये हमारे बुज़ुर्गों ने आइडेंटिफाई की, आपने उससे बढ़ के उसमें डिलीवर किया। आप ये ना समझिएगा कि ये कोई ऐसी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है जो आप आगे किसी और को दे सकते हैं, ये आप पे रहनी है। टाइटल आप किसी को भी दे दें, क्योंकि आप आजकल ये बातें सोचते हैं। मैंने मियां आमिर साहब आपकी इजाज़त से सर को अगेन, सोहेल भाई आपकी इजाज़त से अगेन सर को रिमाइंड कर रहा हूँ कि कुछ चीज़ें बियॉन्ड टाइटल्स हैं, आप वो ऑलरेडी स्टेटस अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह अचीव किए हुए हैं। इस दफ़ा इस फोरम में जिन बच्चों ने भी compete किया, वो एक प्रोसेस से गुज़रे। जो बच्चे नहीं भी आ सके आज यहाँ पे, वो प्रोसेस ही इन itself is a great learning, and I believe कि इंशाल्लाह next See Pakistan will grow even more, and we will have even more competing for the finalist. And somehow we are focusing next year, then rather than having only 100 finalists, maybe let's have 200, 250, even grow further, and take smaller parts of See Pakistan to other capitals as well. Let's have a unit of this in Islamabad, let's have a unit of this in Karachi and Peshawar, because that creates such a network and connectivity जो otherwise पूरा साल हम उसको yearn करते हैं. I am very thankful to the German ambassador, Her Excellency. She has talked about all the opportunities for Pakistani students to study in Germany. Thank you very much. And your mention of Allama Iqbal tells me that his experience, his poetry, his philosophy obviously has influenced you as well. While the German philosophers influenced him so much, probably that is the thought that this youth today in Pakistan needs. And to the Consul General US, thank you very much, sir. Every Pakistani wants to go and study in that beautiful country. I request you to open your arms even more. Thousands and thousands of young boys and girls want to go and study in the great institutions of North America, come back and be able to serve this country. Thank you, everybody. Congratulations to all who are part of the organizing team. They are doing fabulous work. Every year, their activity, their effort grows further, and this becomes a bigger event. And I welcome, on behalf of APSAP Punjab, to all the foreign influencers who are visiting from every part of the world. Welcome to Lahore. I hope you enjoy. Some are sleeping, but anyway, they must be exhausted. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
थैंक यू वेरी मच मिस्टर वैस रोग साहब, बहुत शुक्रिया आपका। और सर वो स्लीपिंग भी शायद इस वजह से है कि वो पूरे कुछ 4-5 दिन से जगह जगह फिर रहे हैं, शायद इस वजह से थकावट में सो गए होंगे। तो इसी तरह ही थैंक यू सर। और एक बात आपकी बहुत अच्छी लगी, और वही बात है कि पाकिस्तान इज़ अ नेशन दैट रिफ्यूज़ टू फेल। हम उस उम्मीद के साथ रहते हैं कि पाकिस्तान में कुछ अच्छा होगा, और इंशाल्लाह पाकिस्तान में सब अच्छा होगा। हम हों या ना हों, लेकिन पाकिस्तान हमेशा रहेगा, और हमेशा इसी तरह ही दुनिया पाकिस्तान को कहते रहेगी कि ऐसा है पाकिस्तान। नाउ लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, इट्स द टाइम टू गिव द सोवेनियर्स टू द ऑनरेबल गेस्ट, एंड आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट द चेयरमैन APSAP, प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर चौधरी अब्दुर्रहमान साहब, मियां आमिर महमूद साहब, and Dr. Niyaz Ahmed Akhtar Saab, sir, to please honor the stage and give the souvenirs to our honorable guests for speaking their heart out at See Pakistan 2026. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And I would request our honorable minister, Madam Wajiha, ma'am, please to honor the stage. Thank you very much. Thank you for your presence here, ma'am, at See Pakistan 2026. And seeing the smiling faces of our students, ma'am, it would give a lot of motivation to you that our Pakistan is going in the right direction. Ma'am, so first of all, I would request Her Excellency Ambassador of Germany, Miss Ina Lepel, ma'am, to come and receive your souvenir. A round of applause. तालियां बजती रहनी चाहिए. बहुत शुक्रिया. इसके बाद आप अपने पैसों पे कुछ खा भी सकते हैं, कोई मसला नहीं है, लेकिन एनर्जी उस तरह आ जाएगी. लेकिन प्लीज तालियां बजती रहनी चाहिए.